Hey, hey, hey! Welcome, welcome. So let's kick this off. We are about to go into this webinar. We're going to talk about how it is to be customer-centric in 2026. Warm welcome to everyone joining. I'm Johan Nilsson. I'm CEO and founder of Start Deliver and Jecta. And today we're going to dig into a very interesting topic that's I what we can see is being discussed in every more or less every company we meet with in one way or the other. So we're going to try to give our perspective on things and what we gathered from all of our customers and all of our customers, platform customers, as well as our training customers and our network in the area of customer success. So great to have you all. We're going to do this for roughly 30 minutes. There is a Q&A tab up in the Zoom bar here, and you feel free to use it and post some of your questions. You can do it in the chat or in the questions and answer the part there, and we'll pick up on them in the end of the webinar here. So let's dig in. So AI, everybody's talking about AI in one way or the other. Today I'm going to try to share a few things that I believe is going to be very important for anyone in SaaS in general, and in particular, if you're in the customer side of things and want to know how to plan for next year and what to come, basically. So we meet with a lot of companies. We meet with our SaaS clients. We meet with in our training programs, in our leadership network, where we meet a lot of CROs, CEOs, CCOs, and heads of customer success. And I think everybody understands that we're in a special time where a big shift is happening, and the speed of change is fast for most of us. But I think still we anticipate what will happen and how is this going to impact us. So we see this conversation going on in all these forums, and the presentation today is basically what we can digest from all this. And I hope we will send you with a few things that you can use practically in your world, in your company. Also, feel free to reach out after the webinar if you want more on anything. We will share, of course, the content as well, so you will get that after the webinar here. The main topics that are being discussed as a follow-up on what AI is going to do is these things are common, I would say, in most companies we talk to. Everybody who wants to hire more people, whether it's in the customer success organization or the go-to-market organization, product organization, I would say everybody's question, why do we need this resource? Or is there a way to do this with AI in one way or the other? So that I would say that's a very common thing. A lot of the customer success teams are quite heavily overloaded, and they would probably need more people, but few get them, basically. I would also say my like finger in the air, there's not too many either being basically there's not a lot of layoffs either, I would say. But so it's a little bit of a status quo. Most people are keeping the organization. Maybe they have been growing, but they're not adding more people, basically. So it's a little bit of a status quo in terms of headcount, even though they probably have a bigger load of customers and things to do. So that's one thing that's a lot of people are talking about that. Of course, everybody's also doing their own roadmap with the products, right? So they are building AI features. I mean, some of our customers are, of course, AI first as well, so they started there. But I would say all of the others that are in the SaaS business, in the subscription business, and selling technology today, they are doing something with AI. And it's going to can be, of course, various types of products there, but that's also, of course, on the agenda. And how does that affect the customers we bring in, and how does that affect how we serve our customers. So AI will change our product. It will also most likely change our ideal customer. So that's also something that's really interesting and being discussed a lot. If we do these things with our product, will that enable us to basically bring in more customers that prior to this maybe were not the right fit for us? So a lot of things being discussed around that also impacts how we do customer success and how we basically take care of our customers. Last bullet here is that I think most companies see opportunities here, but they also see threats, right? So they are both hedging for potential disruption and potential problems down the line, but they're also seeing a lot of opportunity here. So I would say it's like we hear both sides here. They are planning for growth, but they're also a little bit holding back, especially back to point one here, that maybe we don't need to hire as many people. Maybe we can grow more efficiently. And also, yeah, bullet two here, how do we grow? What is this new product going to do for us? So a little bit things being discussed in the boardrooms, in the management teams, and on the floor, I would say, in most companies right now. And what we have identified from here is that there is some shifts happening here that's going to impact all of these things. And the first one I want to talk about is the outcome shift. When we talked about everybody who has a software, has a SaaS product, we're not selling software. We're selling an outcome. But that's nothing new, and that we've been talking about that for a long period of time. But what's really happening now is that these outcomes are becoming even more front and center of what product to use, basically. And I will share a concrete example. This is something we're doing in-house on our side, but I believe all of you out there probably have some similar experience. So the outcome shift here, let me use Figma here as a case study. Building software, we used to do that by having some ideas. We did some rough drafts of the idea. We then brought it to design, and design did some work on their side, made it pretty. We did an iteration where we fed back the design did not really capture the idea fully, and there was maybe 1 or 2 or 100 iterations, and design brought it back to a new one. And then we basically said to product or the dev team, build this, right? Build code, make it happen, and release it. So that was the cycle. And I think all of you who've been building a product out there will recognize this, that it was quite a cumbersome time. It took a lot of steps. And most likely the people who had the idea, myself included, could not really do all the work all the way to the end, right? And this is a big difference now with Figma has this make product, which is an AI-powered, basically where you can prompt your ideas, get the design, and then you can actually get it all the way to code. So a person that had the idea can all of a sudden make it all the way and skip all these other steps. That actually skips also some of the people involved. So this is what we're outcome. I mean, if we look at the before stage here, we don't need the we want the outcome here. We want to release a great product. That's the outcome. Before we had to do this in many different steps. Now we can basically the person who has the idea can actually prompt all their way to implementing the idea. And this is of course a huge step and a big difference from earlier, where you probably had to go through all these steps to get to the outcome. And I think we can use this as a parallel for this outcome shift, where we basically removing a lot of things and we get straight to the outcome. And I think this can play a big role in how we, of course, build our own product, but also how we take care of our customers and what the expectations will be from customers. So the outcome shift is going to play a big role. More and more of us will use similar products all the time, where our expectations will be that we can meet our goals faster. If I can go from idea to shipped product without any other people involved and very quickly in an evening or a night, why would I expect, or why would I accept anything else from other products I use? So here we get very quickly to our goals. We basically get there in an instant, more or less. And these expectations we foresee that everybody will have this experience with other products, and it will be brought into all the discussions they have with other providers. So if I have that experience, why would I expect, or why would I accept a long onboarding or many complicated steps to get to my outcome if I don't have to? So I think this will also make all the legacy things, basically everything that was 2-3 years old, that was basically from 2-3 years ago were standard and best practices, those things will feel dated very quickly now. So this outcome shift is huge, I would say. It's huge. And I think there is, of course, a lot of threats around this because companies that do this will win. So everybody who's been around and it's not a brand new product will probably need to benchmark themselves to these things. But also, it's of course an opportunity in this as well, because this, if me, for instance, I use myself as an example with the Figma Make case here, I can buy this product and it's not a design product per se, it's a make an idea happen product, which is a new ICP perhaps for Figma. Figma used to be a design tool for designers, but all of a sudden, maybe a founder, CEO, you will start using the product and bring it all the way to a released product, which is a new category of customers and users. So I think this will also open up new categories, new users, and will widen your ICP if you do this correctly. So this is in a nutshell what we see happening in the outcome shift. So we have an outcome shift going on, but there's also an experience shift going. And the experience shift is also being driven by these new AI products. So I will use 3 examples here to explain what I mean by the experience. So the customer will expect outcomes, but they will also expect a different experience by using these AI native products. So if we start with ChatGPT, I assume a lot of you are using it already. But all of a sudden you have a software that's conversational, right? You have the chat. And basically what it does, it eliminates unknowns because you can ask again, you can clarify. It eliminates surprises. And if you use it a lot, it will also eliminate repetition because it knows already what you're after and how you prefer your things and so on and so on. So it's a completely new experience where you have this conversation. I'm already not spelling correctly because I know it will understand me anyways, right? So it's a really zero friction experience, and you can easily correct it, and it's fast, and you will get where you want to go, basically. So it's a completely new experience that removes a lot of the pains for us. So that's one experience. Another one is Arcade. I will use that as well as an example. It's a software for doing screencasts and videos. So we have had it for a while, and we wanted to add a new product and so on. And here in the chat, I could get the discount for adding another product and adding doing an upgrade basically. And I did it completely through the chat. I didn't have to go through any sales rep or any negotiations or anything like that. So the commercial part of our relationship was handled through the chat. And I think a lot of people appreciate that because you got the discount. It was not a no, right? They wanted us to upgrade. They wanted to help us out. And they gave us a really good deal, actually, to do more with them. But I didn't have to talk to someone, and I got it straight away. So I didn't have to wait to the next day or have a call or whatever. So commercially, it went really smooth. And they probably saved a lot of time as well on their side. So I think that's also going to change here, where the experience shift, you can do everything in a very smooth way, even the commercial side of things. And the last example here of how this experience is basically removing a lot of pains, or this example is actually both removing pains, but also adding things that I didn't even expect. So Gamma is a presentation tool, or you can build websites and all that. But it's very easy to basically build out a complete deck. You can do it just by a few notes, and it will build out the deck for you. We'll use your brand guideline and so on. But in addition to doing it in a very good way, very easy, would have taken me a few, maybe an hour or so to do manually in a more traditional presentation tool. In addition to that, it actually understood what I was trying to do. It was listening to my notes. It was basically thinking, what is the story here? So it actually improved the presentation outline I had and added things I didn't even expect. So I think this is also going to be a thing where you not only you will have an experience without pains, very few pains, you will expect that, but also you will start expecting to get even more than you asked for. And I think this is not the normal case. I would say most people buying a SaaS tool today, they are often let down, unfortunately, but by many different reasons, right? I mean, a lot of times it's on usually the customer themselves have underestimated the time and the resources they need to get going. But I think this is important as well to say that expectations will be very painless, very smooth, very easy, but also more than you expect. This is what AI is doing for expectations, and especially in this experience area. So we talked about the outcome shift and the experience shift, and a lot of these things are automated. It's AI doing all the things. So where do we fit in here? And this is our own finding. This is what we see happening. And I don't know if I mean, this is completely, I don't have a big number of statistics on this one, but it's just our own experiences that we see an increase in requests for workshops, an increase in requests for trainings, in-person live trainings. We see an increase in having these more creative learning sessions together. So in parallel, we see all these things going for a very more automated AI driving everything way. On the other side, we see other things happening where people are requesting people, basically. And I think the three key things here is that know-how, expertise, you really, even if you can ask ChatGPT of a lot of things, talking to someone, sharing their own experience, their own pains, what they've been through, what worked, what didn't work, having that experience and learning from someone is going to be a very big thing going forward as well. And I think this is where we want to tap into other people, basically learn from each other. So unlocking the know-how. Another part is the creativity part, the creating new ideas, thinking outside the box, being problem solving, having these type of, I would like to call them like the whiteboard type of meetings together, where we throw up ideas, we back and forth, creative, that type of meetings are, of course, you have to have the right people in the room. But if you do that, I think those are unique things that really create a lot of value as well for you and your customers. So I would say that's also something where people-to-people interactions is still going to be, and what we believe at least, strong and important going forward. And also personal development. This can be, of course, internally, but it can also be actually with the customer. So can we help the customer? Can we help our team improve on their skills? Of course, there's going to be a lot of AI tool here, but it's still a lot of important feedback. Having the person-to-person contact, giving real feedback, that type of thing is still going to be something that we believe is going to be important, and what we see with our trainings still being very important to develop and grow. And I believe even in this area, where mostly it's got to be even more important to upskill people and get even more improved skills in specific areas, because you will most likely stop doing some things that maybe you didn't like doing from the start, but you need to start doing other things as well. So these are three areas we believe humans is going to be still very important, and we see a micro trend already just in our company and in our network around this. So in a nutshell, the experience shift, I'll repeat that. We believe self-serve will be expected. There will, of course, take time, and it's going to be different in different segments and different type of software. But I think AI and AI first companies has really pushed the self-serve to its extreme, where you basically instantly can get a lot of value, and that's going to be the expectations for any SaaS company or any software tool going forward. The other part here is like my example there with negotiations and that type of thing. Let's not get people in the way where we don't want them to be. So sometimes there are bottlenecks that we have today that we probably don't need. Those we need to remove, of course, and the customer don't want them either there. But then I think you will need people, and I think you need people in the developing area, basically, where you develop the customer, where you push them, where you are creative, where you come with ideas, where you come with your expertise, where you bring in something to the table that you can bounce back and forth, and you can discuss, and you can adopt for their environment. That's where I think you have that's going to be even more important. And I think that we're doing that's being lost a little bit today with everything else we're doing. So I think that part of the experience is going to be something you can double down on and do even more of. So that's an important part of this. So we talked about the outcome shift, the experience shift. I also want to talk about the inside shift, and here I mean inside as inside your company. So we're doing all these things, or we need to probably do all these things to our customers, but we also need to do things internally. So to kick it off, do we believe customer success will be needed? Of course, customer success will be needed as key part of the organization. The definition of customer success teams are varies, but if we say like this, customers will always be important. I think nothing will change that. And all the AI first companies, they're building out a lot of people in their customer success organizations, but they're going to do completely new things. I think that's the key part here. We need to realize that a lot of the things we have been doing will need to be changed and can be streamlined and more efficient. And then we need to rearrange and maybe re-skill some of the team as well. Will customers churn? Absolutely. I think a lot of these fast-growing, hyper-scaling AI first companies, they will have churn problems eventually. They will have some customers that are actually not good fit for them, and they will have customers that don't reach and achieve value over time or get the experience they expect and so on. So absolutely. And even if you have a agent solution or whatever, it's no guarantee that will actually do all the things that the customer expects from the product and so on. So that will still be a key thing. I think this outcome part is a major thing there, where customers always have had some type of outcome and goal in mind, but that's going to be laser focused now, and it's going to be much faster to that outcome. But of course, after that, the first outcome, they will have another one and another one and another one. And here is where customer success and having a great process around goals, goal achievement, and measuring that is going to be important. If we go into the area of customer success, a little bit more nitty-gritty, we're already seeing this. We used to have a lot of health metrics around customer success. Classic metric would be measuring usage and key events of a user, monthly active users, daily active users, that type of thing. These metrics will change. We are already seeing new metrics, and not the least ourselves, but also a lot of our customers introducing agents, MCPs. They have a more mixed setup of users or people, agents being if the agent is doing all the work, it's very important to make sure the agent is doing the right things and have the outcome that we actually set up to do and so on. So there's going to be different metrics, but there's still going to be a lot of metrics you need to keep track of. What we also see is that like non-value added tasks, a lot of support is being done still in the customer success teams. Those things will be, of course, streamlined, automated, and so on. All this chasing data, chasing customers, trying to find out, like, you actively trying to see how things are going. I think that's going to be old school. That's going to be something you kind of don't believe happened before, but that's going to change a lot. I'm going to show you a little bit what it's going to be like going forward. The more data, the merrier. Having great context on your customers, understanding fully everything they're doing. It's always been important. The difference now is that you can actually put it to use in an efficient way. I mean, you could always have someone reading all these things, trying to figure out what's going on and so on. Now you can have an AI layer basically telling you exactly what's going on and what you should be doing. So more data is going to be critical. Get as much in as possible. It's also going to be, you're going to have actions delivered on many different levels and modalities. So that's going to be something coming. Of course, you're going to have the meetings, you're going to have the calls, you're going to have those, but you're going to have messaging on several different levels. You're going to have chat, mail, and so on, and call and phone calls and so on. So it's going to be many different types of communication levels. And it's going to be a lot of async communication going on based on where the customer is and their preference, basically. Just to summarize, so for a few things that won't change as we see it. Number one here is customer goals. I mean, that's always been the case. We need to understand what the customer is trying to achieve. I think this will be actually more relevant, more clear, and more on top of mind as we discussed. Churn is still going to be a thing. Customers going to churn, and we're going to try to avoid them and do the right things. That's still going to be a priority in all companies. Stakeholder management complexity, that's going to be really important. You're going to have a lot of stakeholders, and you're going to have to manage them. You have to be on top of all of them. That makes up the team that actually drives the decision. It's going to be important to have a leader. The leader, what the title of that leader is going to be is going to change, or maybe it's going to be new roles and so on. But there's going to be someone leading the customer success team. Maybe the customer success team will be an agent and 10 CSMs, or 10 agents and 1 CSM, or it's going to be a mix of these that you're going to run. But you're going to have someone having the leadership and the management of that. That's still going to be around. Also, something we believe strongly is going to be accelerated with this is also expansion. We believe there's going to be even lower barrier to become a customer. And most likely also some of the price points will go down, but the expansion is going to be such a key thing where you can grow with the customer. So expansion has always been important, but I think it's going to be even more important. What will change? So health metrics, talked about it already. That's going to change. Support work is going to change completely. Onboarding's going to change completely. Scalability, you're going to be able to handle and manage a lot more clients than you used to. Ideal customer profile is going to change as well. For most companies, I assume. I think also the ACV is going to change. Might go down for some areas and might go up for others, but I think both these are going to change because it's such a big thing, this outcome shift and experience shift. So actually, the old business models are going to change in some way. So wrapping up, I wanted to show you and give you a sense of what we're building at Start Deliver and with our Jecta, our agentic customer success layer. So we basically have a new way of working with customers that flips everything what's been going on previously. You will basically have an agent telling you these are your priorities based on all the things we know: usage behavior, adoption of the platform, renewal dates, all the mails, interactions, support tickets, all these things. The AI is great at analyzing that and basically telling you what's going on. And if I'm a CSM or I'm responsible for a portfolio of customers, every day, I will get 3, 5 priorities. Here are the things, Johan, that makes the biggest difference for you. So I will get the priorities, and I will also get these are the suggested actions based on what we know works, based on what we've done with other customers that have been successful. I will suggest for you, these are the actions. So a completely new way of working where you get it to you and you get suggested on actions, and you can also basically chat with the agent and ask them for new actions or refined actions or basically hand it over to the agent to actually do the action. Book the meeting, follow up the meeting, make sure the customer has done their part, maybe check in on a new stakeholder. All these things you have to do, you can just ask the agent to do them for you. So we're flipping the thing completely. You will have a chat interface, and we basically offload a lot of the work to the agent. So that's from like an individual point of view, but from a manager point of view, you will also be able to work with a forecast that you can actually impact. And this is, I think, an amazing thing where a lot of the leaders I talk to, they realize what the NRR is after the fact, basically. It's very hard to forecast the NRR in a good way. And it's even harder to understand what should I do actually to fix my NRR or improve it. But with the AI, you can basically get help in understanding what's the actual levers I need to do to improve my net revenue retention. I will have some things on churn side. These are the things, some of our churns are confirmed, some are risks, and some have just negative signs. And then based on the AI will help you prioritize along these. Which ones should I focus on? What are the key actions? Where do we have the biggest impact, basically? So you will have those on the churn side, but you will also have on the expansion side. These are the key levers to find expansion. So these are customers with great signs. They are positively developing. They have opportunities to buy more and so on. And you will also get the priorities straight to which opportunities you should follow on the expansion side. So a completely new way of doing the customer success work and an agentic customer success way. We have some wait list for anyone who's interested, so make sure to check it out. I will send this along with the recording. We are letting in step-by-step customers to use the Jecta agent. So sign up if you're interested and experience it yourself, basically. With that, I'll wrap up and thank you all for joining and see you back soon. All the best.